Okay, here's our video on how to find volumes of pyramids and cones. Again, our formula is going to be volumes equal to 1/3 the area of the base times the perpendicular height. Again, make sure that we realize the capital B stands for area of the base, and that our height is our perpendicular height. When we did this with surface area, we needed to find the slant height, but that's not the case here. With this first problem they give us over here on the left, they give us the slant height. So again, they're telling us that the slant height is 25, which is this distance right here. And so we don't care about slant height. What we want to do is we want to find out what our perpendicular height is. So we want to find this h right here. So what we can do is we can draw our triangle. So again, it's a right triangle. 25 is our hypotenuse. My whole side length is 40, so this bottom is going to be 20. And then my vertical height is h. And so to find out what my perpendicular height is, I can do h squared plus 20 squared equals 25 squared. What I can do is subtract 20 squared from both sides. So I get h squared is equal to, I think it's 225. Take the square root of both sides, and so my height is equal to 15, and my units are feet. Once I have my perpendicular height, then I can go ahead and plug it in. The formula for the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 times the area of the base times my height. So find out the area of my base. This thing is a square, and so I know that I'll do 40 times 40. Oops. 40 times 40, which gives me 1,600 feet squared. And then what I can do is I can plug that into my base and 15 in for my height. So I get V is equal to 1/3 times 1,600 times 15. And that'll give me my volume. And so when I do that, I get my volume is equal to 8,000. And again, it's feet cubed, or cubic feet. That'll be my volume. Next one, again, is where it gets a little bit more difficult. I've got a nonagon, and I want to find out what the volume of the nonagonal pyramid is. So, again, volume is equal to 1/3 of my area of my base times my height. It tells me that I've got 6-inch sides, and that my perpendicular height going down here is 14. So, I can find out the area of my base by doing 1/2 times my apothem times my perimeter. And so again, this is where I draw my triangle. I do my, to find out the big angle, I can do 360 divided by 9, which gives me 40. Then when I draw my apothem, I know that this little piece is going to be 20 degrees. This is going to be 3 because it cuts my side length in half. And then my apothem is my vertical. Again, to find this, I can do tangent of 20 is equal to 3 over A. And so A is equal to 3 divided by the tangent of 20. So I get my A to equal, I think it's 8.2. And so 8.2, again, these are inches. It's the length. And what I can do is I can plug that in here. So my base is equal to 1/2 times 8.2 times my perimeter, which is 6 times 9, which is 54. So then I can do 0.5 times 8.2 times 54. And I get my area, which is 221.4 inches squared. I can plug in the area of my base and then my height. So my volume is equal to 221 times 14 divided by 3. 1,033.2. Oops. Cubic inches cubed. I'm going to keep going through. Volume of a cone. Again, I'm still with 1/3. My base times my height, so it just ends up being 1/3 times pi r squared times my height. Again, my height is still my perpendicular height. B is still the area of my base. So when I do this one, I get 1/3 times pi r squared times h. So volume is equal to 1/3 times pi 1 squared times my height, which is 3. I throw that all in my calculator, I get 3.1 centimeters cubed. With this second one, again, it doesn't matter that it's slanting, because what I can do is I can just straighten it out, and the volume would still stay the same. So volume is equal to 1/3 times pi r squared times my height. So I get my volume is equal to 1/3 times pi, my radius is 15 squared, times my height, which is 25. So when I do that, I get, oops, 15 times 25 equals divided by 3. Volume is equal to 5,890.5. And again, these are cubic feet. What I can do here with this first one over here on the left, I can find the area of both these objects, just like we did with surface area before, and with volume a little bit last week. So I can find the volume of the pyramid, and then find the volume of my box. I can find both of those and then just add them together, and that'll give me the volume of the whole thing together. Over here then, again, I want to find out what my radius is, so I can go volume is equal to 1/3 times pi r squared times h, plug in everything I know, so 21 pi is equal to 1/3 times pi r squared times my height, which is 7, and I want to get my r squared by itself, so I can divide both sides by 1/3 pi times 7, divide by 1/3 pi times 7, and that'll get me my r squared. Again, make sure that there are parentheses around my bottom, and so when I do this I should get 9, and when I take the square root of both sides I get my radius to equal 3. And that's it. There's the homework.